Hi friends, Joanna here from Vintage Style by Jo. How is everybody doing today? Today's video, I wanted to go over the steps of building your ephemera stash. So as you guys know, I made 2 videos or 3 videos on master boards, clusters, paper and fabric clusters. I showed you some ideas, some techniques, different types. So today, this video should have been done before my previous video, but I didn't have enough of the different steps to show you what I am talking about. And it's a lot easier to see what I'm doing, or see the different steps before I make them, so we're not confusing anybody. So okay, the first part is what I did was, this is my fancy paper bowl. I just shredded up some different pieces of paper, all different sizes, whatever. And then I had picked out, a bowl. There was a lot more in here, was filled of images that I pre-picked out. So to show you that you can do this, this is a poster board of all different ones that I had made. I had spent a few nights on the couch and one morning with morning coffee, strictly just taking my images that I had picked and my paper and just gluing them, right? So these are just glued. They're not distressed, right? They are, change this for you. They're not distressed, they're just glued, right? These are rounded images, they're not torn. So I kind of like the images for the, excuse me, for the black and whites to be a little more formal. They look like little cards, right? So they're all different styles and sizes. Simply just took everything and just glued them down. They're not distressed, they're not stamped. It's just regular paper, coffee and tea dyed paper, right? And these guys here, not this one, are ones that I made, assorted different ones. These have just been distressed. There's no stamping. I glued them and then I just distressed the edges, right? So that's these guys. And again, I made some rounded ones because these are really neat, the rounded ones to use at put in a tuck spot, right? And they're just different. You guys already know that I like to give you different options, different styles, because it's kind of breaks it up a little bit, and it's kind of they're kind of fun, Okay, so these here I have stamped and distressed the edges, right? We have different types here. So for this one, I just stamped little butterflies and some script. These mushrooms, I simply just did a very light script along the outside. There's nothing much. I distressed them and just did a little script stamp. And this one too, I just distressed the edges and I did a tiny little script around the edges to kind of give the, blank spots a little more pizzazz, And again, these are 2 ones that have been distressed and stamped. I stamped on this one, Enjoy the Journey. This one, I just stamped a little script on it, very lightly, just a little something. This one, I stamped Garden on it. And this one, I just did a little script. So these are just different options here. So if you are not, wait, let me get to this part. So these have all been distressed, stamped. I did a little butterflies around it. I've sewn around the image, right? And this is the last part for me. If you are not sewing, by all means, just do this distressing. If you are not stamping and you're just distressing, then you're done at the second part. You've glued your images and you've distressed them and then you're done. So for this one here, I've rounded the edges and I've sewn around, right? And for my little birdie, right, I've just sewn around them. These are larger ones. I've simply just, was from, you know, I just cut out from a master board and I have just sewn around. I just think that looks so nice with the black and white image, right? And I just sewn around the back. And these are nice big ones to put in your journal, right? Awesome just to have a nice little tuck, right? This one as well. These were straight out of a master board that I made. So that's it. Those are the different steps here, and you don't have to do all of the steps. These were just ones that I wanted to show you. So let's see, again, these were just the ones that we did. I just glued, didn't do anything with them. So today I thought we can actually go, well, we could make a few and we can go through the steps, right? So we have, there's no set, no image. I just grabbed a whole bunch from my ephemera binder. If you guys need help with ephemera storage, check out my DIY ephemera binder storage video. Lots of great helpful items in there. So these are just ones that I picked up, you know, black and whites and the colored images. So let's see here. Make sure you have a little piece of cardboard or something thick, because you're going to need it for distressing the edges of your ephemera, especially for the older pieces. Some of the papers need a little extra love. Okay, and then you're going to need your distress ink and any stamps that you might need. So let's get started here. All right, so I'm just going to pick a quick image here. No, that one doesn't fit. Let's see, what do we got? Going to need a bigger one for my lady here. Oh, perfect. Love when something works out, right? So this is just enough for her to fit on here. Oh, I wanted to give you guys a little tip on, someone asked me about tearing, and do they need a tearing ruler? So like I always say, all of this is preference. You will watch videos and you will see people doing you know, things different ways, and you will have a takeaway for your how you do your own. And this is all about how you do it, and you can do this. So I just take the piece of paper and I just fold, right? Fold around. These two sides I don't need to because they're already torn, right? Give it a nice quick crisp press. And these coffee dyed papers are actually give a nice tear, right? If you don't fold it, you're going to get a raggedy tear like this one. And I like the super raggedy tear, but you know, that's all up, you know, to how you want to do it, right? So I'm just tearing it sometimes. And the thing with the tearing ruler, you need a flat surface. And if you're sitting on the couch, you're not really, you know, it's not a flat surface. You just want to go quick. All right, so our first image, I love my little, these little glue bottles. You can get right to the end. And when you're making ephemera, it's important to get to the end because you don't want the ends to be sticking up, right? All right, so we'll glue our little lady down here, right? And we'll just give a little tear here because it's a little big for her, so. All right, we'll put her aside. We'll let her glue dry. So we'll make a few of these just to show you guys, you know, different ideas here. All right, so we have our little, since we tore this up, we have my little mushroom. Let's see, will this fit on here? A little too big here. So I tend to use the book pages and the music pages a little more than plain, because I like the background to be a little more, I don't know, I guess authentic to vintage looking. All right, so we have our little mushrooms here. We'll give a little tear. All right, we'll let you guys dry. Do anything to fit on here? What are little birdies? And this is like I said, once you have your images picked out and you have your paper ripped, this process is very, very fast because you're just gluing, right? And now this is a time where you can size up your papers to the way you want them, right? So we're just moving along and we're, you know, making everything fit here. So we've gotten 3. We could do a couple more. Let's see here. What about my pretty little flowers here? Do I have any more book pages? Let's see here. That's not going to fit because we're going to need to tear it. This is our little washi tape here. So I pre-picked this after my mess from my last washi tape video, where it took me forever to peel off the washi tape. So I did this ahead of time. All right, gonna be a little very gentle with these guys. Excuse me, allergies. Weather's warming up, so. All right, so now I'm just gonna tear this a little smidge, give it a nice little crisp. So these have all been coffee anti-dyed, so I'm just fixing this up, just tidying it up a little bit because I want to make it match a little bit. But then again, you know, you're not really thinking too hard about this, right? Because you can always go back and fix what you need to. How about our little babies? Little baby images here. How cute that is. So you see how there's all different types of themes, and these smaller ephemeras are perfect for snippet rolls, right? Add these to a snippet roll. Perfect. You could make your own snippet roll, right? And then just use it, you know, use the snippets when you need, as you need them. And this way you have them on hand, right? All right, so we have 5 already, and look how fast that was, right? So we can go ahead, we've glued, right? And this is something that you can do. You guys can do this. This is really something that's quite actually, I find it very therapeutic. And it's like a potato chip. You're not going to make one. You saw that pile that I made. I have so much ephemera now because we use these so much for so many different things, you know, and you use them up so fast. So I'm just going to put a little distressing along, like kind of like the blank spots here, as you can see. All right, so we'll just finish up doing a little distressing. Having this little cardboard is key because it just makes your life so much easier. We started doing this years ago when we were doing our scrapbooks. See, just a little bit. So I'll finish these up quick because this stuff goes by fast. And don't worry if the edges aren't even and they're just right. You keep fixing it until you get moving it around. So this is very black and white. So I'm just gonna fill in a little bit of the little white spots on here. Stress them a little bit, right? Okay. And I showed you guys the different types of ephemera with the rounded. Some have rounded edges and some are torn. That gives a nice little variety of different types of ephemera. You know, sometimes you can use them as little cards. Right, so this white, we'll get rid of the white edges. And then we'll use a little brown for this one. And you don't need a lot of distress ink. You're just giving, you know, a little aging around the edges here. All right, we just give a little distressing. I'm just going to go around a little bit here, around each little area. I'm going to give a little, right? It looks a lot different than it did before. So now we can go ahead and do some stamping. All right. So I actually have a script stamp here. It looks like a little postcard. I don't know if you guys can see it. So this is what I'm going to use today. Somebody took our stamp binder. You guys can check out our ephemera storage video. Lots of great tips on that. All right, so I'm just going to make this look like a little postage stamp, right? And then we'll just use the script around very lightly. You guys can see on the top here the little, and the stamping makes a real big difference because you'll be able to show, you know, a little more aging, and it's good for the little empty spots around your image, just to give a little dab, just a tiny little dab, right? So and you absolutely do not need to do any stamping. Make it look like a little postage card. Look how cute that is, right? All right, so for the ends, I'm not going to do the postage card. I'm just going to do the script all around. And then we'll do a little here. So that's what she looks like with a little vintage script on there, right? Looks like a little postcard. So pretty. I love my black and white lady images. They're just so much fun. All right, so for these, I'm just using the brown. See here, it looks like an old postcard, right? And for this one, we're going to very, very lightly just dab. Just going to dab a little bit around the edges because this looks a little plain. Right, so we took a plain piece of white paper or dyed paper. We put a washi sticker on it and made it look like an old post stamp, right? A postage stamp, right? We just did a little bit script around and we put the postage stamp there, right? You can build your ephemera so fast. Just those little steps in the beginning, the tearing of your paper and pre-picking out your images is wonders for your building, because you can, from that point on, once you do that, you're good. You're off to the races. You are moving along. Oh, I didn't do that much there. Okay. So this distressing ink is called Ground Espresso. It's like a brown, black color. Super fun. It's my favorite one. Okay. So we just did a little bit. So it has a little postage stamp on the top and a little script around. So we'll do that for these. This last one here. So cute with the little postmark. Okay, so again, I love making these. This is very this is a great thing, mainly because it's sometimes you feel like when you're making something, you're not being productive because you're not making enough. You know that feeling where you feel like you're doing a whole lot of stuff, but you're not getting anywhere? So sometimes when you're making things, especially sometimes when I'm sewing, I feel like I'm like just not getting anywhere. Like I spent 3 days doing stuff. But we made these 5. I mean, this is taking longer, obviously, because we are doing a video and I'm just showing you. But, so we glued, we distressed, and we stamped in 6.5 minutes. So, and again, if you are sewing, then you would go ahead at this point and just take it to your machine. But again, I'm going to show you everything I've made, right, in the last 4 nights and 1 morning. So again, I'm going to tell you guys you can do this. This is something that you guys can do. This is a process that I was trying to make you know, easy for you to see. So I recently, like I said, made 3 different videos on masterboards, clusters, paper clusters, fabric and paper clusters. Please make sure you check them out and give a thumbs up. This video, like I said, was supposed to be done prior to my previous video, but I wanted to have enough of each process to show you and give you different ideas. So like I told you guys about the ephemera, these have the rounded edges, right? This hasn't been stamped or anything or distressed, but that's a nice little option too. The cards, they make very pretty ephemera. So that's it. That's pretty much it. We did these so super quick. And thank you guys for hanging out with me and doing some ephemera, because I think I'm done for a while for ephemera, I think, because I mean we're working on some springtime journals, so ephemera goes quick, and we add them to tags, right? If you have a tag, you can add them to a tag, right? How fun is that? And I showed you in my last video, the one I made a few days ago, on how to make these fabric and lace tags. So this is the same as if you were doing this, right? Except for you'd be putting it on the back of a tag, right? How pretty would that be as a tag, right? So these are just general ideas for you guys to see. This is the back of this tag. So pretty. And, you know, that's it. So we have these tags that I made in my previous video, like I said, and check that one out. That was a lot of fun too, and very, very neat. So, a quick thank you to everybody. We just started our channel a little while ago, and we've already gotten so much support. You guys are awesome. We weren't sure how everything was going to go with, you know, our channel, and it's gone really, really great. And like I said, we've gotten so much support. So if you like our videos, give a like. Comment with any ideas that you have, as well as subscribe, because we have so much stuff that we want to make, because I'm always working on something, and I always sit and show you guys what I am working on. But we have made some wonderful ephemera today, and you guys pick what step you want to do, how you want to do it, but these will go super fast. And that's it. I want to share that with you. Happy crafting, and I really hope that we can inspire at least one person to, get started. And we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Again, we will be talking to you really soon. Thank you.